I feel like in a way I'm making this video for like a younger me or me earlier in my guitar playing career, you know? So in a way it's kind of like Jake, if I could send this back 10 or 15 years, I would say embrace chorus. At the time when I first started, for some reason I always associated chorus with like really cheesy guitar playing or really cheesy sounds. And it took like 15 or more years. It's really only in the past like 2 or 3 years, honestly, since I got the Helix, that I have really learned to embrace chorus. And I think why that is my exposure to chorus was limited to, most of the time, to like 80s music and metal or like thrash music anytime a guitar player would use a clean tone. I'm not totally sure why that is, but anytime I would hear a clean tone in like metal music, it was always like a chorused guitar. And obviously, you know, if anybody watches this channel, they know that I'm a big Jerry Garcia guy. And so clean to me has a completely different connotation or sound that has nothing to do with chorus. And that's the path I went for like 15 plus years. The thing about the Helix, and it's not, there's nothing special about the Helix itself except for the fact that it gave me the latitude to explore. There's like 7, 8, there's so many different choruses in the Helix system. And if you go out and you try pedals, right? Like you could try like one of those, the teal Boss choruses, like I think it's like a CE1. You could try boutique pedal choruses. There's all different types. There's digital, there's analog. And for me, my breakthrough moment was using the Ampeg liquefier in the Helix system. That was the first time that I heard a chorus where I was like, okay. And especially because chorus thrives in a stereo sound. So if you know, with the Helix, I was able to easily do stereo. I didn't have to like modify my pedal board and have to figure out congruency of stuff. I could have like a stereo chorus, like a stereo reverb, a stereo delay, all easily mapped and just everything stereo. And that's when my mind and my ears were like, whoa, what have I been missing? So listen to this. To me, that sounds absolutely epic. And especially if, you know, I had a full stereo setup, which right now, you know, I only have 2 inputs on my interface. So one of them I'm using for this mic, and then the other is just direct. So I'm not doing true stereo. You know what? Screw that. I have the XLR for the other, so I can be in stereo. I'm just gonna unplug the mic real quick. I'm gonna play that again in stereo. Listen to this. Bear with me here. Well, that might be a little weird because I have, you know, different plugins in Ableton for my vocal mic, and I just ran guitar into those settings. But hey, I did my best. I tried to give you some stereo. If I really wanted to do it right, I would do it on one channel and split it. Maybe I could do that on another video or whatever. Or just find out for yourself. Don't even take my word for it. I don't have to prove it to you. I think the whole point of this video is embrace chorus. If you have one of those, you know, modern digital modelers where you can try any effect you want instantaneously, start looking into different style choruses. And if you don't like what you hear, try different ones. There may be one chorus in there that blows your mind and really, really sounds great to you. I mean, this might be one of my shortest videos. Embrace chorus. I think it has tons of vibe. You know, like a more staccato sound. Out of phase. You know, in a weird way, it's all sparkly and kind of jangly, but it can kind of sound dark. Which, you know, obviously is part of it's I'm using my baritone range SG. But, you know, I can use something else. Sorry, I'm sniffling a lot. My allergies have been killing me. I don't know about you guys, but today is May, early May. We're in early May, and spring is springing, and my nose is leaking. The plants are doing their thing. Alright, here's my normal strat, which may be out of tune, but... Oops. Sorry, I haven't played it all today. And who knows, maybe I've embraced it more too, because I think, you know, 80s and 90s has become more cool over time. And I've just embraced that sound. I mean, that's another big part of this. Maybe it should be like embrace chorus, but also like, what is cheesy? You know, I think Nare Soul has a really good video on that. Like, what is the definition of cheese? Where is that threshold? What is cheesy? Somebody might think this is cheesy, but I think it's really, really dope. The video that kind of spurred me to do all of these videos was seeing that there was such a positive reception on my like McGee baritone mod, which I know is controversial to say. They use the term mod, but that video and all the reception in it. And McGee is somebody that I think uses chorus and those 80s types of sounds and like rides the line of cheese into just glory. I think he makes that stuff sound incredible. And I'm not qualified, or I don't think I'm allowed to draw the line on what is cheesy and what's not, you know? I just think it sounds really cool. And I'll just show you this thing because we're here, and then I'll probably like wrap up the video. Those chords I'm playing, it's the bottom of a major 9, right? I'm out of tune. Here, let me tune up real quick. For those that are just as sensitive as I am to pitch. It's always best to go under the note and then up to it, but sometimes you pass right by it. Yeah, my low E was pretty flat, but not too bad. Alright, so if we're going to do like a D9, right, you're at the 10th fret on the E, on the A, you're at the 12th, and the 14th on the D. It's that spread kind of. And then you can go down to the 7th fret. That's like a B, right? And we're not putting in the third, so this is like a 1, a 5, and a 9. 1, 5, 9, 1, 5, 9. So if we had a 1, 5, 9 with the major third, that'd be a major 9. And if we get rid of it, this middle finger and bar here, and so it flats that note, that's a minor 9. But we're just doing like a a 159. So, you know, I don't actually know what that chord is technically called, but that's that sound. 7th fret and then 3rd fret. That's the exact same shape that's used in Message in a Bottle from the Police. Oops. I'm just gonna say, like, it's the same shape, but you start on the 4th fret on the A string, 5th fret on the fifth fret on the E string, 7th fret, and then 2nd fret, and then you slide up on that last note. Right? And with the chorus, if we embrace the chorus, that's the Police, basically, right there. Alright, I'm gonna keep this one short, or, I mean, it's still 11 minutes, but hopefully there's something interesting in this. Embrace chorus, embrace cheese. I appreciate you guys. Thanks. See ya.